Hi everyone. Today I want to continue talking about comparing numbers. So let's review what you've talked about so far. You guys have learned about the greater than sign, the less than sign, and the equal sign, and how they're used to compare two numbers. You also learned how to compare 3 or 4 numbers by putting them in order from least to greatest or greatest to least. And we know to be super careful and listen because those are very easy to confuse. You also learned how to compare numbers by stacking them by place value. You can see how well that these numbers are lined up. And we know that when we start comparing numbers, we always look at the leftmost digit. In this case, it's the thousands place. Since these are the same, that doesn't help us with anything. We go to the hundreds place. These two are different, so this will help me compare. The 4 is bigger. That means this whole number is bigger. You guys have already learned about that. This is kind of the basics of comparing numbers. I want to talk today about something a little bit more abstract. So I'm going to move you over here with me. This is what we're talking about today. What if I asked you to find the greatest 4-digit number using any of the digits? Oop, I already forgot one. 9, the biggest of the digits. So what if I said you can use any of these digits, make the biggest number you would make? You'd probably find the biggest digit, which is 9, and repeat it for all 4 digits, 9,999. That's pretty easy. What if I said, make a 4-digit number, but this time you can't repeat any digits. That means you can only use each digit once. You'd probably go over to the 9 and plug that in somewhere, but where are you going to put it? Hopefully you'd put it in the digit or the place value that's worth the most. Out of these 4, the one that has the most value is the thousands place. So I'm going to put the biggest digit in the place value that's worth the most, the thousands place. Now that one is done. I can't use the 9 anymore. So I'm going to find my next biggest digit, it's kind of hard to say, which is 8, and I'm going to put that in one of these other spaces. Which one? Well, I'm going to see which one out of these, hundreds, tens, or thousands, is worth the most. I know that hundreds is worth the most, so I'm going to put my next biggest digit here. Now the biggest digit that's left is a 7, and out of the ones in the tens place, I know that the tens is worth more. I actually know that it's worth 10 times more because every time I hop over, I get 10 times bigger. So I'm going to put the 7 in the tens place, and now that is gone. Get rid of this so I don't confuse myself. The last digit that I can use, I want to pick the biggest one I can because remember, I'm trying to pick the greatest number I can. So the biggest digit that's left is the 6, and the only place value that's left to put it in is the ones place, 9,876. Okay, now, say I had the same problem, the biggest 4-digit number you can make. I'm going to erase all these. But what if I only gave you these digits? Notice I did not put them in order this time. So you're going to go through. There's a 3, a 2, a 7, and a 0. They need to go somewhere here, but where should they go if I'm trying to make the biggest number I can? I'm going to find the biggest digit available, which out of these 4 is a 7, and I'm going to put that in the place value that's worth the most. The one that's worth the most is the thousands place. So I'm going to pop my 7 here in the thousands place, and now I cannot use it again. I can't just go 7, 7, 7, 7. So now that what's left is a 3, a 2, and a 0. The next biggest digit that I have left is the 3. So I'm going to put that in the second biggest place value, which is the hundreds. Done. Now I have a 2 and a 0, so the same thing continues. Hopefully you guys are starting to notice a pattern here. 2 is the next biggest, so I'm going to put it in the tens. And then finally 0 is the smallest, so I'm going to put it in the place value that's worth the least, which is the ones. So this is the the largest number, 4-digit number I can make using only these digits, 7,320. I want to do the same thing, stick with me, for the smallest digit. The smallest 4-digit number I can make using any digit in the world, as many times as I want. Of course, You guys are probably thinking, oh, all zeros, but that's not really a number. All zeros is nothing, so I can't really do that. And then some of you guys are probably thinking, okay, well then I'll put all zeros here, and I'll put a 1 at the end. Nice try. But this is actually just a 1-digit number. 0001 is just 1. That's a 1-digit number. So the only rule, I guess, is that we have to have a number here that's not 0. 0 can't go here, otherwise it's not a 4-digit number. So let's ignore the 0 for right now because I'm trying to plug in this place value here. Let me label them too. Thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. Okay, like I said, I can't use the 0, so the next smallest digit here is 1. So I'm going to plug that in here for 1. 1,000. Like I said, I can repeat whichever digits I want. There's no rules this time. So I'm not going to cross it out. Once I get to the hundreds place, I want to use another small digit, and I don't want to use 1 again because now 0 is back on the table. So 0 is my new smallest digit. So I'm going to put 0 here. Since there are no repeating rules, I'm going to continue putting my smallest digit 0 all the way across. 1,000 is the smallest 4-digit number you can make. 1 in the thousands place, and the rest are zeros. So let's add some rules here. What if I wanted you to make a 4-digit number, the smallest one you could, but I only gave you, let's see, gotta pick different ones, but I only gave you these numbers, the smallest one you could do. You're gonna wanna put kind of the opposite of what we said earlier. Instead of the biggest digit and the most, I guess, bulky place value, I don't know if that's even a good word for it, you're going to want to put the smallest digit in the most bulky place value. So the bulkiest of place value, now I'm attached to that word, now I'm going to use that word all the time. The bulkiest place value is thousands, that's the biggest one. So I'm going to put the number, the digit that's worth the least in there. So the one that's the smallest is 1. Then I'm going to continue that and keep putting the smaller digits that I have into the bulkiest place values. So next bulky is 100, and I don't want to give it a big number like 5 or 6. I'm only going to give it 3. The next biggest is the tens. I want to give it the smaller of these two numbers, the 5, and then all that's left is the ones place is a 6. So this is the smallest 4-digit number I can make out of these 4-digit options. Okay, good job sticking with me. Your teacher's going to go over this a little bit more. If you have a question, be sure to ask.